Ministers had no hands in financial matters, Ali Kaba testifies in Samira Kamara corruption matter. By Ibrahim Kaba Touré. The 18th prosecution witness in the ongoing corruption trial of Dr. Samira Kamara and 4 others, Dr. Ali Kaba has told the court that all foreign affairs ministers had no hands in any financial matters, adding that all financial matters relating to the New York Chancery Building were directed to the Director General of the Ministry. Dr. Kaba further testified that during the investigation, the Anti-Corruption Commission, ACC, didn't confront him with any allegation of criminal conduct in respect of the manner in which the building was constructed. The witness was asked whether he knew anything about the building before he was appointed as Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, but he replied that he didn't know anything about the building project. He further stated when President Bayo was sworn in, he was the substantive Minister of Foreign Affairs and that a memo was presented to him from New York by the then Director General of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. He said the memo informed him that the contractor was threatening to take the mission to court for lack of payment. He said that was the first time he knew about the project and that he made a strong case to the President and the then Minister of Finance, Jacob Jusuf Safa, to save the image of the country. He said despite the constraints, the President told him that they should do anything to protect the image of the country. He continues that the Chancery Building was part of his bilateral engagement partners to secure external support. Dr. Kaba disclosed that $2 million was disbursed for the Chancery Building project, but that the money was paid in 2 installments. He said he only received the payment of the first installment, which went to the third party for onward transmission to New York based on the requisition provided by New York. Source: Ministers had no hands in financial matters, Ali Kaba testifies in Samira Kamara corruption matter, SierraLoaded.sl. If we have the new ferries, we will be happy, ferry manager. By Emmanuel Akinlaja. Freetown, Sierra Leone. The manager of the MV Mahira and MV Muzurk ferries in the Kissi Dockyard landing site, Alyassine Daremi, on Monday, October 24, 2022 told a Woko newspaper that though they are still using the 3 old ferries, but they would be more happier if they have the new ferries operating. Manager Daremi stated that the old ferries presently, which are MV Mahira, MV Muzurk, Kissi Dockyard, and by Bure at Government Wharf, are solely dependent on maintenance because they are too old, and if not done regularly, they would go down one day. Responding to the government procuring 2 new ferries, he revealed that he does not know how actually the ferries were procured or leased. What I know is that I heard the Ministry of Transport and Aviation saying that they have come with 2 new ferries. The arrangement or not I do not know, the manager said. He further intimated that last week Sunday, October 2022, on the high seas traveling to Lungi, one of the old ferries broke down and was anchored for maintenance before it started operating and transporting passengers again. Daremi went on to say that due to the cost of fuel and the inflation rate, now the cost of ticket price has increased for passengers traveling on the ferries. He explained that the price for first-class travel on the ferry is 35 Sierra Leonean leones, second class 19 Sierra Leonean leones, cars 125 Sierra Leonean leones, jeep 150 Sierra Leonean leones, bicycle and rider 25 Sierra Leonean leones, motorbike 35 Sierra Leonean leones, all security force 8 Sierra Leonean leones, students in uniform is free, and disabled are free also. All the 3 ferries have aged and they need to be maintained, including the land site for the ferries, which need to be dredged, he affirmed. 50% to 60% of the tickets are not demanded. The maintenance of these old ferries is posing serious challenges because Sierra Leone does not have a marine spare part merchandise shop or enterprise, and they could only order technical spare parts which are grossly expensive from outside countries like Holland, Germany, Belgium among few, he added. Source: if we have the new ferries, we will be happy, ferry manager, SierraLoaded.sl. MCC gives Sierra Leone pass mark. contributed. The Millennium Challenge Corporation scorecard is out again for this year 2022, and Sierra Leone, under the adroit leadership of President Julius Maada Bio, has been given a pass mark. The Millennium Challenge Corporation, MCC, is an innovative and independent U.S. foreign assistance agency that is helping lead the fight against global poverty. Last year, Sierra Leone qualified for the MCC Compact, and the government is working closely with the MCC management for the compact to kick off in earnest. Whilst the country has been making progress amidst the global challenges fueled by the COVID-19 pandemic and the Ukrainian war, the main opposition, All People's Congress, has been busy maligning the country and trying to paint a picture of bad governance in Sierra Leone under the current dispensation. Despite their efforts, which have now proven to be futile, the MCC board, which is neutral and does not fall for cheap political gimmicks and propaganda, rated Sierra Leone high. In fact, some of the most impressive areas of marked improvement this year are in governance and rule of law. In the civil liberties and political rights categories, Sierra Leone was given 92% by MCC. The trademark fight against corruption, freedom of information and education expenditure all retained their usual high grades. This shows that the APC has failed, and the international community knows better that the government of President Julius Maada Bio is doing a fantastic job, and they are tacitly endorsing him for a second term. Source: MCC gives Sierra Leone pass mark, The Patriotic Vanguard. The Minister of Information and Communications, Mohamed Rahman Souare, has told the Global Times in an exclusive interview that his advice to put on hold the implementation of the intended floor price in the Finance Act was ignored. He said, "In my view, floor prices should be a measure of last resort." The minister was reacting to allegations that he ordered the board and management of NATCOM to implement the floor price in the Finance Act, 2022. He said, "I did not, at any stage, give such an order. I did advise against its implementation until a cost study was conducted," Mr. Souare said. A spokesman for NATCOM said that they were only complying with the law. "The Finance Act, 2022 is an act of Parliament," he said. Last week, mobile network operators implemented the minimum floor price of 18 Sierra Leonean leones per megabyte for telecommunications data services. According to State House sources, President Brig. RTD, Julius Maada Bio, on Saturday, October 22, 2022, directed NATCOM to put on hold the implementation of the minimum floor price until further stakeholders' consultations were held. In a press statement dated October 22, 2022, the Deputy Director General of NATCOM, Amara Brua, ordered MNOs, mobile network operators, to put on hold the implementation of the minimum floor price for data services. Source: Global Times newspaper, globaltimes-sl.com. Some big customers of Zenith Bank, SL, Limited have been complaining bitterly about bad customer service at the highest level of the bank. Some of them have even threatened to close down their accounts and leave the bank. Some customers have complained about the way the bank is even blackmailing them by stalling their business transactions on the basis of trivialities. Some big businessmen requesting for facilities from the bank are being frustrated by the heartless way in which the bank is treating them. The bank is undermining the New Direction government policy of empowering indigenous business people by delaying the implementation of some major government projects through some senseless bureaucratic policies, one customer said. The bank's managing director in Sierra Leone is Chijioke Ijilmiel. He is described as very arrogant and self-conceited. Source: Global Times newspaper, globaltimes-sl.com.